Okay, so everyone's talking about Clawdbot on social media. Apparently, it's the AI agent that automates everything and does it all for you. I've been an SEO consultant since 2020, and I've been using this tool nonstop for 3 days now. I've found a particularly interesting use for your SEO and your results. So we're going to see together how to turn this Clawdbot, which has changed its name once again, into an SEO agent that will find you free backlinks. Now, the starting premise is this: netlinking is useful for SEO, but it's a total pain to do. For those who don't know what it is, it's basically having other sites link back to your own site. So it's an authority factor. In fact, it eventually allows you to rank higher in Google, so in SEO, and consequently in GEO as well. But it's a huge hassle to do, especially if you want to get high quality backlinks and backlinks that look natural. The solution is to automate link building using Clawdbot. And so I'm going to show you how it's done. And the setup is actually super simple. First, you need to install the tool. There are plenty of tutorials out there for that. I've put it here, but honestly, just ask Claude. I really did install it using Claude. I went back and forth a few times, and in the end, it worked well. Be careful though, as some concerns are being raised right now about Clawdbot security. Anyway, this isn't a video about installing Clawdbot, so I'll move on. Let's go straight to the SEO process. So the SEO process is very simple. You give it my playbook. My playbook is right here. Basically, I'm telling you how we do it. You can copy and paste all of this into your Clawdbot. So you see, my Clawdbot is right here on Telegram. You paste it in and you'll see it's going to get you results. It'll be able to create its own process saved on your machine or a VPS, however you use it. Again, that's something to look at after the setup. So it builds its system and will reuse that system for many different topics, meaning that every time you can come to it with a new request. In a moment, we'll see exactly how to find free backlinks for the bunker niche, but first I did it for the SEO tools niche. And you see what it did? It's actually very interesting. It identified, first of all, there are several types here. We have directories, blog comments, web directories, forums, guest posts, and so on. Profiles, even things like Quora. And so what does it do? It's simply going to find all the sites, all the URLs, well, a lot of URLs related to your topic. So here, SEO tools. You can see that here, by the way, the page titles are always SEO tools. And by extracting, well, by pulling out patterns. Now, I'm getting a bit technical with SEO, but it'll look for articles and so on that talk about your topic. So for example, SEO tools that also mention post and comment. And so these, for instance, are blogs where you can leave comments, usually WordPress blogs. And so it'll spot all those patterns, all those little tricks, and it'll generate a complete list for you. So here we have quite a few blog comments, as you can see, but we also have forums and so on. And so it's very relevant then to be able to create backlinks on them. So there you go. Very, very simple. Next, to create the backlinks. So here, you know what? Just before telling you how to create the backlinks, we'll already do it for the bunker niche. So here, I'm simply going to tell it, through our process, find me free backlinks on the topic of bunkers. We'll let it run for a bit and I'll show you the result. Okay, so here it's magnificent. It clearly tells us it found 32 sites where we could create backlinks to our own site with examples right here. It tells us it saved it to my desktop. So now what we're going to do is I'll open that up. And you see, actually here, I'm right in a folder on my desktop called Doors James. So that's the name I gave to the robot. And you see that here, we have a ninja linking folder where it puts all its findings, basically. And right here, we're going to have spotbunker.csv, which we can open like this. And we see that it found quite a few things. So we have blog comments again. So simply to make comments, forums, Q&A, Reddit, it's super interesting. We're going to open one right now, just here, and we'll see that, well, it's a perfect article for SEO. Why? Because it talks exactly about the bunker topic. If you ever have a site that sells bunkers, obviously. And if we look at the very bottom, normally we'll see a box. There, right here, you leave your comment, name, email, and especially right here, the website. And so afterwards, if your comment is approved, it'll give you a link to your site, and you'll also have a mention, why not, of your brand. It can be good from an SEO perspective. Be careful though, I did 2 or 3 checks, it's not a 100% success rate. Why? Because first, there are sites it'll list in its CSV that don't necessarily have anything. Maybe there were some before and then there aren't anymore. So it still found it, but it doesn't exist anymore. Also, comments can sometimes be approved manually by the people who manage the site, quite simply. So it's not a 100% success rate, and sometimes the link you put will be what's called nofollow in SEO. But even so, it remains a signal, in my opinion, very interesting, even to have a nofollow link, and at the very least, actually, to have your brand mentioned. For me, I find that very, very cool. Then we get to the part about how to create the backlinks. Actually, you have two options. The first option will be to ask Clawdbot to do it. It can do it, it can access Google Chrome and so on, perform actions in the browser. So it's not a problem. The thing is, I've still trained it well on other subjects. For example, automatically replying to my comments on LinkedIn, on X. And we see that this kind of process where when it has to act in a browser, perform actions, sometimes it makes mistakes. You have to go back and forth so that in the end, it has the right method. It can take a lot of time. I recommend you rather do it manually. Basically, you've already gotten many sites very quickly. You've already saved a lot of time. Afterwards, it's worth it for me to go for quality here, to even be able to make a comment that's going to be truly human, very nice, where you provide value and so on, which might then have a better chance of being approved by the site's moderators or owners. I literally recommend this technique to you. So as a result, you have quite a few free backlink opportunities, which is excellent. But if you want to get real SEO results over time, I think you need to use a tool that lets you build your SEO strategy. That's why I launched ChatSEO. It's ChatGPT connected to real SEO data and trained on my own SEO consultant methods. Very important. And you can ask it just about anything. You can tell it, for example, find the best keywords to target as a priority for my site. It has access to your site and your site's SEO results, so it knows everything. It understands your business model. It's going to do, as you see here, some quick research to ultimately find the best keywords for you to target. And it can tell you, look, I think you should target these specific keywords. And after that, you can do absolutely everything. You can basically say, okay, I'd like to target this keyword. Tell me how to rank first for this keyword. And we actually trained it. So there are 3 partners on the project in total. We trained it so that no matter your SEO level, it can provide satisfying results and follow the steps of an SEO consultant. You see, this is a very specific thing I've always done as an SEO consultant and that all SEO consultants do. It's when you ask, well, when you want to rank for a specific keyword, it'll first type it into Google to see the results that are ranking for it. So that's really super interesting. So we have a little display bug here, but otherwise it scrapes all the results just fine. There we go. It finds them well. So it sees who's first and so on. And so then it can build your entire strategy based on that. Anyway, test this tool out. There's a link in the description and I'll see you next week.